everyone. My name is Kimberly. I'm an integrated marketing manager on Meta Horizon. I'm joined here today by two of my incredible colleagues, Tetsy from product marketing. We've got Justin, who leads our Horizon social channels. And we've come here with one goal in mind today, and that's to start a conversation and start to prepare you guys to understand the marketing best practices and how we can collaborate with you all to bring even more visibility to the incredible work that you guys do. So first and foremost, before we even get the session started, I want to say how much we absolutely value our creators. And I can't emphasize that enough, so I'm going to say it again. We absolutely, absolutely value our creators. Your creativity, your passion, these are just a few of the things that make Meta Horizon what it is. Secondly, I want to say that we're here to support you. We are here to help you thrive. We are here to help you grow your worlds and your community. We are here to amplify your content. We are not here today to sit here and talk at you and run through our slides. We are here to ensure that you guys walk away with resources and knowledge so that we can partner and start this conversation on how best to amplify your worlds. And that is what today's session is all about. So, how will the session go today? I am going to start out by giving you just a top-line overview of our marketing goals, our social goals, and how we prioritize content on the marketing team. I'll pass it to Tetsy. She is going to share some ideas on how we can partner with creators like you. And Justin's going to take us home. Best practices on capture and sharing. All right, so let's get into it. So, as part of the marketing team, our mission is pretty straightforward. We want to bring people to Meta Horizon. We want to build brand awareness, and we want to foster a thriving community. And simply put, the easiest and most effective way for us to achieve that goal is by leveraging the work that you guys do. Now, when it comes to our social goals, we have very specific social goals that we're trying to reach. We want to boost engagement with our core audiences being teen and young adult social gamers, as well as Quest headset owners, and we want to grow our audience reach. Now, there's other metrics that we track month to month, other things that we look at. Organic engagement is one of them. So anytime that you like or share content that we post on our social channels, that helps us achieve that goal. We're always trying to increase positive interactions. So anytime that we post something, whether it be something your fellow creator has done and we've posted that on our channel, and you leave a comment and you give them props or you just rally the community around that content, that helps us achieve that goal of positive interactions. And as any marketing and social team, we are constantly trying to bring even more presence and create a bigger presence for our social channels, which grows our audience. So in terms of how we approach our goals, it is centered around one main idea, and that is to demonstrate that there is always something fun to do in Horizon. So whether you love the competition of the games, or you love Music Valley and you a big music fan and you love going to the concerts, or if you love Hangout Worlds and you just love to communicate with people who have common interests, that is what we're trying to do. We are constantly trying to demonstrate that there is something fun to do in Horizon for everyone. And as creators, you guys are at the center of that. Your content is what helps us elevate and reach those goals. So by ensuring that we give you the recognition that you deserve, that's how we're going to achieve our goals. Justin and the social team are constantly on the lookout for new worlds to promote on our social channels, new content that you guys are sharing, and a little bit later he'll talk about how we find that content. But we are constantly looking for that content. And by highlighting your creations, not only do we elevate your work, but we also reinforce our social goals for 2024, and that is how we will reach our goals. So, talked a bit about what our social goals are, what our approach is to achieving those goals. I think the next big question is, how do we prioritize our content? So Tetsy and Justin can both attest to the fact that there's a lot of moving parts as it relates to social, and sometimes it can feel kind of overwhelming to like really determine how we're going to prioritize content on social. So our teams have built a framework to help simplify it. So we look at content in two buckets. There is Evergreen, and there is always on social marketing. So I'll start off with Evergreen. Evergreen is all about highlighting content that has the potential to drive more engagement. You can think of this as our discovery engine. This is all about emerging trends, potential hits, our content that's already proven itself. When you think about evergreen content, it's about content that's either already making waves or content that has the potential to be trending huge content. But it's all about reinforcing to the community that there is something fun, engaging, and new to do in Horizon at all times. So on the other hand, there's always on social marketing. Always on social is about reinforcing these three core pillars: education, community, and culture. It is not about trending content. It does not have to be hit content that's performing super well. It just needs to reinforce one of these three key pillars. It's about informing and connecting the community. So these three pillars, let's talk about what these are. Education. Is it providing something valuable to the community? This is in the form of tips and tricks, guides, tutorials, anything that helps users understand how best to engage with your worlds. Community. This is about how users are connecting in Horizon and how people are meeting up. So this is often seen in the form of user-generated content or personal stories that just talk about how people have met in Horizon and reinforcing the culture of the community. And then culture, last but not least. Culture, it's about the bigger picture. So this is about cultural moments. Tetsi will talk a little bit about cultural moments later. Cultural moments, events, anything that just reinforces the community and culture of Horizon. And so the beauty of Always on Social is that it can be anything from a quick spotlight to a deep dive that demonstrates a connection of how people are coming together. But it's all about amplifying the voices of the culture and this community. Again, it doesn't have to be viral or a hit. It just needs to remind people of who we are and what we stand for. So to quickly recap, Evergreen content, it's all about driving engagement. It's all about discovery. It does not have to, or I'm sorry, it does. It is emerging content. Emerging trends, potential hits, and content that's already making waves. Always on Social just needs to reinforce these three core pillars: education, community, and culture. It is all about really highlighting the essence of what is Horizon and what makes Horizon Horizon. And as creators, you guys fuel both of these programs. So we are constantly looking for content that you guys are sharing on your channels in order to ensure that we are reaching these pillars and presenting this content to our own followers and users across our channels. So when you're building your next piece of content, think about where it fits. Are you driving discovery? Are you reinforcing the heart and soul of community? You really have the power to do both of those things, and that is what we're looking for from you guys in terms of content prioritization. And with that, I will pass it over to Teti, who's going to talk about how we partner with creators.
Thanks, Kimberly. So my name's Teti, as Kim's already mentioned. And I joined Horizon about 2 years ago, and at first I was working on entertainment content, and I'm so excited to be working now on creator content and featuring it in our marketing programs alongside Kimberly and Justin. This is everyone's first creator summit, right? Yeah. So like our goal here really was to try to be as transparent as possible. So Kimberly's like lifted the lid on like what are the goals that we're trying to drive here, and I'd like to focus on like how we select the content. So what are some of the criteria that we use, as well as how we're thinking about like featuring even more creator content in our program. So hopefully you've seen like a lift in terms of the amount of creator content that's been featured in our Evergreen and our Always on Social and even in our larger campaigns. And we want to keep driving that forward. So as Kimberly mentioned, this is just the beginning of the conversation. We're here. We want to hear from more of you. We've spoken to some of you as well already, but we'd love to get your feedback and any ideas that you have. So next, thanks. Okay, so in terms of what we look for, as Ben mentioned like metrics are super important, and Kimberly also mentioned like discovery. So we are really looking for content that's engaging. So if it's trending, if it's highly replayable, that's a good signal that this is content that the wider community would find resonant. So that's like number one. The second thing is that we look for content that's visually compelling. This doesn't necessarily mean that your world has to be in custom model import, although it's generally preferred, because especially when it comes to like 2D creative formats, we just find that it's more visually dynamic. And so that is important for our teams. The other thing is that we look at whether your content has a unique value proposition. So we ask ourselves, what makes this world stand out? Like, is it unique within the wider ecosystem? So that's also really important. And then finally, of course, like very table stakes here is like compliance with our policy. So not featuring content that violates Horizon's content policies, like on our social, is very important to us as well. So just to give you an example of some bespoke social assets that we've created with worlds that fit all of these criteria, I'd like to show a video that we partnered with Meta Jesus. Is he here? Oh, there you are. Okay. We had a call, but your camera was off. Now I see you. Okay, I know your avatar. Okay, so yes, so this is a video that...
This is my first time playing Spin the Bottle, and I'm definitely gonna win. Come on now, think about this. You don't wanna, not again.
This is my first time playing Spin the Bottle. I'm not here to make any friends.
Oh, don't eliminate me. I thought we had an alliance.
This is my first time playing Spin the Bottle, and I'm just here for a good time. No.
That was so fun.
Very fun game. And then the second video is VR Classroom. Is Copper chosen seat here? Yay. Okay, cool.
The mind till the bell rings. I know you're going to forget everything I taught you this summer. Lots of you are going to fun around, and that's when you find out.
So yeah, we love producing these kind of bespoke social... We love producing these kind of bespoke social video content for our world, but of course it requires significant production effort, and that slows us down and limits the number of worlds that we can feature. So moving forward, something that we definitely want to double down on as well is working and partnering with you. So whilst we're going to continue to produce these kind of bespoke assets, we also want to give you an opportunity to amplify what you're already producing. So some of you have created amazing assets, and these are just like some of the examples that we have in here. So of course, Jay Dunn and Joy Rain over there, and Immorgal, and RJ the creators. So all of you guys are doing amazing work already, and we want to amplify that further. And of course, like, this is great in terms of like continuous content flow, in terms of being flexible and responding to viral trends, for instance. Like, you're not like, you don't have the same like the processes that encumber us in terms of getting those out there. So that's like a benefit for us as well. And then of course it's more authentic. You created the worlds, you know what you want to highlight in the worlds. And then of course like the diverse range of content. So showing different perspectives. So when we showed the like some of your videos look very different to the ones that we produce, but we want to celebrate that. We want to celebrate the diversity within this community. So we definitely want to do more of that. And with that in mind, I want to like highlight some of the content containers that we're already leveraging to feature the content that we produce and that we want to leverage more of for UGC. So the first one is behind the build. So we want to feature behind the scenes stories, a peek into the worlds that you've developed. So like share with us like assets that, that showcase what makes your worlds fun and exciting and who they're designed for. So an example is this that we've just found recently, like on social, is like King Miami produced this asset for Battle for Steel City.
Hey everyone, it's King Mammy, and I'm here in Battle for Steel City PvP. We are working on something really great for you guys. We're very excited about it. We're working very hard on this PvP shooter. All right, so one cool thing I was working on today, I want to share with you guys, is our cool HUD system right here. We have the team scores, the time, your health bars, and your KOs. And just to kind of simulate what it'll look like during gameplay, There's the health meter bar that will change. We also have a kills streak, so you have your more kills streak. You'll see that pop up. You also see here flashing.
Stop playing the next one. Okay. That gives you an idea. It's like of what the Behind the Build series is really about. So if you have a major update coming to your world, for instance, like that is the content container that would kind of go in. Or even if it's like a net new world that's starting to trend, like we would love to feature more of that on TikTok, for example, where we could just simply repost. The second one is This Is How We Play. So trailers, gameplay videos, and the example that I'm going to play is by Kawaii creator. Where's Kawaii? Okay, yes. So this is a video that shows the world, like the grocery world. Let's see. And then finally, as Kimberly mentioned, educational content, and that includes your worlds as well. So top tips, about your world or an update, giving insights to new users who are joining your world for the first time or returning users who haven't experienced a specific update. And the example I'll share here is by Morgul for his world, Fire Battling Island.
The day has finally arrived. Fire Battling Island, my VR multiplayer firebending game, is available now, and you can get it for free, and I'm going to tell you how. But first, let's take a little tour of the island. Oh, check our stats. All right, good. Guys, there is so much to do here. What are we going to do? Okay, number one, first thing, you're going to learn your primary attacks. There are 3 primary attacks, including lightning. That's right. You're going to then move on. You're going to learn your secondary attacks, including the fan favorite, Fire Wave. Oh my God, I love it. You're going to learn the Flame Blade, I love that, and then the Boost Jet, and man, you're going to be using the Boost Jet a lot. This is just the training area, because from here you move on to the Central Hub. There's a bunch of stuff to do here. If you are feeling generous, you can donate to me. I'd appreciate it very much, but you don't have to. You can also change the handedness, of your power bracelet. Look at that. Not me though, man. I'm a righty-tighty, not a lefty-loosey. Then, once you get back here, we got the mini games. We got our Boost Jet parkour course. It's really fun. It's really tough. You're going to like it. We also got our crab roast shooting gallery. Man, I just stand here and I blast these guys. It feels so nice. But you get enough of them, you beat these courses, you're going to get your badges. All right, the badges will decorate your belt, show everyone how boss you are. You also got the belt levels. If you've done my other battling worlds, you know how this works.
Cool. So that gives you an idea. So yes, moving forward, we definitely want to do like the best of both, where on the one hand, we're going to have creative agencies who are producing assets. On the other hand, we want to feature more of your UGC. As you can see, like the voice of the creator, it just adds that extra element. And so before I pass it off to Justin, who's going to give you some best practices, because of course, like in terms of the content that we feature, we will have a quality bar, just like with, when we produce assets, the worlds must also meet certain criteria. I want to give you one more tip, which has been alluded to already, whether it was Kimberly talking about culture or Ben talking about virality, and that's like really leveraging and taking advantage of seasonal moments. So just yesterday, for instance, we posted like the Hispanic Heritage Month post, and yeah, exactly, whoop whoop. And previously we've also done a Mother's Day post, which is celebrating the moms in the creative community, as well as like a Pride. Is Mavix here? And Black History Month, exactly. So, like moving forward, of course, Halloween is coming. So these moments really like let us tap into and align with moments that people generally care about, and that also help us celebrate the diversity within this community. So these are, moving into 2025 as well, like these are just certain things that you can think about as well. So pass it off to Justin.
Can I just say something really quickly? Because I just want to reiterate what Teti said about you guys creating content and being able to amplify that content. There is no better content than what you guys create. It is coming authentically from your voice. We cannot duplicate that. We can have agencies create content. It's fun, it's exciting, but honestly, when you guys produce content, and you guys know your worlds obviously way better than we do. Like, you know them, you created them. When we see that content, that is the content that I think truly engages people and truly drives people into Horizon. We're constantly looking for content that you guys have created. So I think Justin is a good segue too, because he'll talk a little bit about how we find that content.
Thank you very much. Yes, hi everybody, I'm Justin. I've been doing socials for Horizon for the past 6 months and working with geniuses like Teti and Kimberly. So when Kimberly tells you to do something, you should definitely do it. So really excited to be here. And yeah, just want to talk a little bit about capture practices, posting to socials, all of that kind of stuff. So first of all, Horizon is a social platform beyond anything else. It's really about connecting with other people. And your content should communicate that. You really want to show avatars in world, talking to each other, communicating, having fun, engaging with each other. All of that kind of stuff is really important for capture. Social interaction is just a key component of the platform, and that should come through in your content as well. We want to highlight the world in a visually exciting way as well too. Find the area of your world that is maybe the most polished or just the most interesting without being too busy as well, because that can be a problem. It's a kind of a learning process as you go through it. You do also want to, in video content, you do want to grab attention pretty early. These days with socials, and I'm part of the group of people that created this problem, you only have a little bit of time to grab people's attention. We call this front loading. So you really want to put something pretty exciting at the beginning of your video just to get people's attention and ensure that they're going to stay and watch for the entire video. You also want to show immersion. Horizon is in VR. It's very immersive. So show some first-person immersion, look around, all of that kind of stuff. Really just communicate that you're in this world and that the people coming to this world will be in there as well too. And you don't want to use fast, jerky movements or anything like that. Slow, deliberate camera pans, that sort of thing is really going to help significantly when people are watching on mobile or other devices like that. You do also want to convey the depth of the world. So think about the foreground and the background. Think about what is right in front of the people's faces when they're watching the video and in the background as well too. You want to make sure that the avatar clothing isn't matching the exact same color of the background. They could just disappear, stuff like that. And then use emotes. It's one of my favorite parts of Horizon personally. And there's lots of options for showing emotion through these emotes. So confetti for Teddy, hearts, thumbs up, all kinds of stuff is great for just showing emotion in kind of like a simplistic way. You also want to make sure that your avatars are coming off as natural in videos. You don't want to be too stiff or rigid, too symmetrical. It can come off as weird. Play around with facial expressions and where you're putting your arms and how you tilt your head and all of that kind of stuff is really going to help with coming off as natural. Do also keep an eye out for T-Rex arms and spaghetti arms. Want to avoid that in your content. Sometimes it sneaks in, but do your best is always beneficial. And then really go overboard with your facial expressions. This was something that actually, a great example happened during the Hispanic Heritage Month filming. Complex creator, we asked her to come in and help with that. And we asked her to really over-emote her smiles and stuff like that. And it just comes across in the video a lot better. You have to, it feels weird, it feels corny, it feels like you're doing something unnatural, but in the video, it will come across much better. So you want to go big with your facial expressions when you're capturing. Diversity is also important. Incredibly diverse groups of people in Horizon, and we want to communicate that as well. So really make sure you're showing avatars with different skin tones, body types, clothing styles. the audience should be able to relate to your content, and one great way to do that is just through the diverse cast of avatars that you're using. And avoid showing empty worlds, large empty worlds. Generally, there are, of course, exceptions for all of these rules for the most part, but generally you want to avoid showing a large empty space in Horizon, as you know, people can think it's just completely empty in there all the time. And then you want to have pretty high standards when it comes to capture as well too. If your footage is choppy or glitchy or anything like that, you're just gonna have to go back and record it again, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. You want to spend just a little bit of extra time during the capture phase just to ensure that you're getting the best end product. Now, when it comes to posting the content, you want to put the same amount of effort in as you put into that asset. So you've created something incredible. You've created an amazing trailer, video, asset, whatever it might be. You're excited to post it, we get it. Put that same level of effort into your post as well. When you're doing the post copy, same thing. You want to kind of front load it. Make it eye-catching, kind of interesting to people. That first sentence should really grab people's attention and make them want to follow through and read the rest of the post or watch the rest of the video, whatever the case might be. You don't want to put hashtags or tags at the beginning of your copy either, and it should be relevant, obviously, as well. You want to, if you can, incorporate hashtags and tags into the copy directly. As you can see in this example here, playing my favorite @Meta Horizon game rather than putting it at the end. But the end is where it should go if you can't work it in naturally. You don't want to do too many tags or hashtags either. That will hurt you algorithmically. So social media is driven by algorithms. You do have to consider that sort of stuff. So you don't want to go nuts with that because that will hurt you for sure. 1 to 5 hashtags per post on Instagram and TikTok, I would say is really what's best. So try to keep it kind of in that sort of range. YouTube, maybe like 1 hashtag, not including hashtag shorts, is a great method there. And then when it comes to sharing, I would encourage people to share content from other creators, share content that you think your audience would be interested in. People appreciate that sort of stuff. On Instagram, you can share to a story, but only the first 15 seconds if it's video content. TikTok sharing, a little bit more natural, kind of as you would think it is. It just reposts the entire thing directly, sort of like a Twitter situation. And then also there are opportunities for collaboration. So we can do collab posts on Instagram, not yet on TikTok, but we are expecting that functionality soon for our account. So opportunities there. And there is going to be a Discord channel coming very soon where you can tag me directly and tell me that you have posted something on social media and say, hey, could you please share this? And we can take a look and review it. So come into Discord very soon. When it comes to the time of your posts, post early. Just post your content early in the day. Engagements from your followers will help drive the algorithm to get your post in front of people that aren't following you, boosting your reach, growing your audience, all of that kind of stuff. Find the best time for your audience. Make small tweaks by like an hour, half an hour. Don't post at 11 a.m. on one day, 11 p.m. on another day. That's not going to work. And then don't post too often. About once per day is good, twice at most, less is fine as well too. And now individual platforms. Instagram is our largest platform, our most engaged platform. For some of you, it might be the same. For some of you, it might not. You can post to story. You can post to your grid, to your profile. Profile posts last forever. They can be in multiple different formats as well too. And they have thumbnails, which you can create a custom thumbnail, or you can use a frame from within the video. You want to also include hashtag Meta Horizon, not hashtag Meta Horizon Worlds. That's not what we use. We just use hashtag Meta Horizon. So I would encourage everyone else to do the same. And then tag @Meta Horizon as well too. Stories last 24 hours. You can put them in highlights though. So if you create a series of stories for top tips, for example, you can create a highlight on your Instagram that says top tips, add all of those stories to it, and then someone on your profile can quickly navigate and see all of those top tips pretty quickly. TikTok is a 9:16 platform. It's just tall, vertical, that's all it is. That's really all you're going to be posting there. No custom thumbnails. You have to select a thumbnail from within the video. There is a workaround for this where you can put the picture, the thumbnail that you want, in the video itself. Could be at the end. I definitely wouldn't put it at the beginning because, again, front loading, you want things to be interesting. And then you can select that frame as your thumbnail, but it will crop in 3x4. On Instagram, it crops in 1x1. Same thing, you want to tag at MetaHorizon and use the hashtag MetaHorizon as well there. You can add extra hashtags as well for discoverability. Hashtag VR, hashtag Metaverse, these sorts of things can really help as well, especially on TikTok. Also, just a note on TikTok, it is a growing platform for us. We just recently started posting on there again after quite a long break. And just because the nature of that platform, sharing is very easy to do. So I would really encourage anybody who's not already on TikTok, get on TikTok, post on there, tag us, and then we can share your content as well. And then finally, YouTube is 2 types of content. We have regular videos and shorts. Traditional YouTube videos, widescreen, 16:9, 2+ minutes generally. Custom thumbnails are a must. Definitely have a thumbnail if you're doing a YouTube video. Title should grab attention. It's very much like social copy, but it should be accurate, easy to read, these sorts of things. You can put emojis in there, but you generally want to keep it pretty short. Description is much longer, opportunity to go in great detail, and to add things to help with search engine optimization. So YouTube, unlike traditional social platforms, people search for things on YouTube. They'll go in and they'll type something up, and your content from years ago can get resurfaced. So definitely make sure you're working on your descriptions as well. And then shorts are completely different, 9:16, so the complete other direction, 59 seconds or less, not 59.5, because YouTube hates us all. Use hashtag shorts, I would recommend it. It's not required anymore to actually post it as a short. It was at one point, but it can help with discoverability, and it won't hurt. So no custom thumbnail on that one, though. So if you hate making thumbnails, YouTube Shorts is for you. So yeah, those are the different platforms, and hopefully armed with that information, you can reach a wider audience, engage the existing audience that you have, and hopefully work that algorithm.